What's going on, guys? Bladezilla here, and today we're taking a look at this absolutely stunning Shirogorov F95 in collaboration with Igor Oleinikov, who made this solar. You've probably seen, a few of these now on the channel in a number of different configurations. Most recently, I think I did a video on each of Igor's titanium as well as a carbon fiber solar system with an I, just because it's cool. And I also did a video on the quantum solar as well, which wasn't finished at the same level as this, mainly because of the blade steel and the lack. I can't remember, did it have a backspacer? It was a quantum, so I don't think it had a backspacer. But this is the knife we're going to be talking about today, so sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, a whiskey, a beer. It's super casual, and pretty excited to have a conversation about this knife. It's been kicking around far too long. I just haven't had a time or any minute to get to it. As a reminder, guys, check out bladezilla.ca. That's my website, where a lot of the knives featured on this YouTube channel are available for sale. And a lot of good stuff, a lot of really good stuff. Just added some sale annexes, lots of Shirogorovs. I've had some Igors come through, Oleinikovs. Let's go to the Shiro stuff. Lots of good stuff, BioDark on there right now, some 111s, Custom Division 111 Starship, so lots of good stuff. That's bladezilla.ca. We're in Canada and have a lot of cool stuff. So there we go. This one, I tend to kind of prioritize the YouTube videos in terms of what's kind of coming out or what's urgent. And given that I've done a quantum solar video, and I've had this now, I got this in the lottery almost 8 weeks ago now, from the time I'm filming this. And geez, like, it's been on the top of the pile and then it gets pushed. It's been on the top of the pile and it gets pushed. And sadly, I remember when I won the lottery on this, I was so excited for it because I had been trying to get a solar F95. I think they've had 2 previous lotteries for the knife, and I just haven't been able to get lucky. And I think each lottery's had 5 or 10 knives, somewhere in there, so there's a few of them around now. Still, not many. But anyway, let's take a look at this knife and kind of see where we're at. So it is a quantum, and quantum. It's not a quantum. It's an F95, which has all the bells and whistles that you would expect from a really, really well done knife. It's an M390 blade instead of the Chromax as is found on the quantum. So, and there's some fingerprints on there. Let's get that off. Beautifully done. Obviously has a nice stone wash to it. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous knife all the way around. M390's been something that was kind of asked for quite a while from a lot of the fans, saying, hey, if you're going to do, pimp out one of these production models, put M390 on it. Why not? And there's a premium, right? An M390 Quantum, I think, is like... M390 F95. Where's my mind today? I'm going crazy. I think they're around $1,200, $1,250, $1,150 US, somewhere in there. And table on this guy was, I believe, $1,800 or $1,900 US. Does that sound right? So quite a bit of markup. But on this particular one, I've done the video on the Romeo and Juliet. I've done the video now on the Conagan, the Alexei Conagan knife, the Quantum with Chromax. But this one, has a lot more hand detailing to the knife. Obviously, so when we look at a solar, you can kind of see in the old model they flipped this pivot, and it was kind of this color in the middle. They bronzed it, I believe, so it was kind of like the sun. And then they've kind of got each of the planets in rotation around the orbit, I guess, and they're all kind of different distances apart and whatnot, but really well done. Really cool. Each planet has a little bit of detail as well. Mercury, Venus, Earth. And then it's got the moon around Earth, which looks so sick. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. All different materials as well. And I love how on this one, Earth has actually got a little bit of an Earth profile. I don't recall the previous one having that. I thought it was just a blue marble. Could be wrong. I'd have to look back. On the other side, we still retain kind of the orbits, which is well done. Lots of Anna work as well on the clip. Different color, which matches that backspacer. You know, and then as you know, I love these backspacers. And then just the color on this knife changes from all these different angles, and the lights above are hitting it. It's going from purple to blue to kind of yellow to brass to bronze. Like, there's just so much going on with this knife at every angle. I'm sure if I cleaned it up, it'd probably be more one color, but or at least a little less fingerprinty. I'm getting a little sweaty just looking at this. But the details on the front side of this. On the inside, I'd have to take a look, but I'm pretty sure we've got lots of skeletonization on this because it is an M390 blank. Yes. Lots of stuff, and you can actually see a lot of the handwork and some soldering and whatnot on the inside. There's a lot of detail on the inside of this, which is, once again, it's a handmade knife, and it's cool to see some of that stuff on the inside. Hopefully you can see the skeletonization, but lots of work on the inside. Really cool. We've got the lock bar insert as well on this guy, which is primarily used to kind of buffer between the blade material and the handle, in this case M390 and titanium. A knife like this I can't see many people really using as a heavy user. It's more of a collector's piece, but if you wanted to, it's good to know you can tune that, and it is an over travel stop as well. As you can see, the little molar of the tooth hanging down there, which is awesome. Runs on multi-row bearings, which is normally written on the inside of the top here. And in this case, there we go, it's in front of the backspacer, MRBS. Right here, I'll let the camera catch up. There we go, MRBS. Multi-row bearing system, which is Shirogorov's kind of pinwheel triple bearing on this guy. That backspacer looks thick too, real thick. That's what she said. Nice stonewash darkened tie, I believe. All the way around, dead center. Just a beautiful, beautifully made Shirogorov. And I love the detail, like the actual rotation, like of that orbit. If you look at it, it's kind of crooked. Like, and that's by design, obviously. But if you look at it, it would be more like kind of that, kind of an angle, to kind of make those planets orbit correctly. So I almost wonder, like, if there's a little more thought to this than meets the eye in terms of how those orbits work. Because look at how they're all a little different, especially closer to the pivot. It's pretty cool. You know, could they have done the flip pivot hardware? Yeah, made it red bronze. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. But is it needed? It's not really needed. I personally think, you know, you always want to match these two. So we've kind of got a blank up here. I should probably show that. Right, so it's not anodized, but they've anodized this to be that sun color, which is cool, but I actually really like when those two match. So I would have liked that to be brass or bronzed, but can't win them all, and I probably think it would look more like a planet, especially if you're identifying this as a planet, as the sun, sorry. So, can't win them all. Super cool nonetheless. How does it fit in the lineup? Well, I've now had 2 videos with this knife included in it, just because it's been on the top of the pile. But we have a neon for size, right? You've seen that one. I've had this one for about a year now, yeah. My Stellar seems to have disappeared. I don't know what that is, so I'm going to substitute the Kami, which is basically the same size. In the middle, which is, like I said, essentially a Stellar size-wise. So kind of in the middle. There's your 3 sizes of Shiro. We do have a 111, which is a little bit bigger. 111 mil blades, 4 1/4 inch, which is just an absolute pocket sword, and a little scary. But for the most part, these are your 3 production sizes, with the asterisks being the Cami, whatever you want to call it. And then in terms of some other cool ones, well, there's a Bio Dark. I actually just added a Bio Dark on the site, not this one. This is my personal Bio Dark. But there is a Bio Dark on the site, as I mentioned, and why not throw the Bio Light with it? Because they look so cool, and you can kind of see the details. They look sweet. I wish I had an Igor Classic, like his own stuff here, to kind of showcase a little bit and talk about his design, but I don't believe I have any of those. We've got some Quantums here. Let's do the F95. My NL, still doing good. I've got my Russian Overkill as well, which is still kicking it. Just to give some perspective on sizes, but obviously 2 F95s are always cool to see. And I thought I had, do I have a Dr. Death here? I do still have my Dr. Death, still. Can't shake a few of these. They just are hard to get rid of sometimes. I did want to grab a Quantum here. Let's grab my Monkey Edge. Where are you? Monkey Edge Frag Pattern Quantum, just to kind of show the difference between an F95 and a Quantum. Mainly because the design, everyone thinks they're different sizes, and they're actually very, very close. Very similar. So there you have it. Just the location of the flipper tab, and you kind of see the top is beveled off on the Quantum for the flipper tab to kind of sit flush versus sit back. So let's see if I can show that. See how it's flush? That's the Quantum design. Pay attention more to where the flipper is in relation to the pivot, right? So a little bit, it starts at the tip of the bolt, whereas on this guy, bring that back in here, it's basically the same, starts at the tip of the bolt, but your finger just falls in that spot a little better. And I personally find the F95 a little more fun that way, and that's why the Neon as well has always been a favorite of mine, because lo and behold, the Neon is basically a baby F95 in that design, right? So, nothing crazy, but, it's a design feature that often gets overlooked, but it's essentially the same knife size-wise. Nice and smooth, as you'd expect. The micro milling as well in this clip, really, really well done. Sometimes when they stone wash, it kind of can get lost, but it looks really, really nice. The other thing is all this area inside here is micro milled, and kind of did get lost a little bit. And if I have, I don't have any production F95s. Let me grab, I've got a Hattie. Let's grab my Hattie here to try to show that what I'm talking about. See how you can see all those lines inside here? Right? All the micro milling. Nicely done. Well, because of the ano, it's kind of a little bit hidden in there. So that's cool too. But they are under there. They're hiding. And then the other thing on this, I just noticed, since the hardware is normal and the bolt side is anode, this side, the two pivot pieces, they match. The hardware pieces, they match. So they're blanks. They're not. They're just standard, which is cool. But that side, you got one that the cover of it is anode. So super sick. Little Shirogorov bear as well is just sitting tucked into bed, ready to go on the blade, which is always nice. Gorgeous knife. I don't know if these videos really do the justice to these. Like, I try to move the knife around and show how all the light reacts and bounces and stuff, but it's a lot darker than I think meets the eye, and has a real deep fade to it. It's real nice. And it's an F95. Like, it's Shirogorov's large Sabenza. And it's always been just their classic, timeless. I think they're 11 years now, 12 years now on that design. It's just so well done. So I didn't want to do a huge long video comparing all this stuff. Like I said, it's an F95. I've done probably half a dozen F95 videos now. And in terms of a review, look, the short and sweet of it is I love F95s. I love Neon. I'm an absolute Shirogorov whore, and I love them. So there isn't one design that I really don't like over another, but I love F95s. It would be, if I could pick one and carry for the rest of my life, it'd probably be an F95. Or a Neon. Or a Stellar. Or a 111. Or a Hattie. Or a Hattion. But I digress. It would be an F95. I'm a comic today. Super sick knife, really well done, and you know, I think there's about 30 of them, maybe 25 of them, somewhere around that number floating around now, which is awesome because it's a great knife and high demand. Oh, I guess I should say if you are going to work on it, use a tool. So something like this, you know, this is their custom division tool. If it wants to focus, has all the bits in it, as well as the reverse bit for the custom divisions. But you can get a cyber tool, and you know, on a knife like this, I wouldn't use anything else but the right tool. But you can get away. Remember, on those pivots, you know, with like a penny, if you had to just adjust it, or you know, even like a credit card folded. But because it's anno, you're not going to want to use much on that. Get the right tool, snug it up, and there you go. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by, guys, and checking out the F95 Solar from Shirogorov, which is a great looking knife, great feeling knife, and a highly collectible piece of flickable pocket jewelry. All right, have yourself a fantastic week, and thanks for stopping by. Check out site bladezilla.ca. All right, see you guys. Peace.